If you've been in network marketing for more than a few months, you've probably been told to make a list of 100 people, friends and family, coworkers, and then you were told to pitch them. Maybe you invited people to meetings where they didn't know what they were walking into. You maybe played coy with the details. Maybe you burned through relationships with people that you actually care about. And now your warm market is so cold, they won't even open your messages. I've been there and I hated it. But here's the thing. Most people don't realize the warm market approach isn't wrong. The way you've been taught how to do it is what's wrong. After 20 years of building online and training thousands of network marketers, I've developed a strategy that turns your entire social media network, not just your close friends and family, but every person you're ever connected with, into a warm prospect without a single awkward DM, without hiding what you do, without any of the cringy tactics that made you uncomfortable in the first place. In this video, I'm going to show you a strategy we call the Everyone is Your Prospect online strategy, a repeatable weekly posting system powered by AI that lets you systematically work through different segments of your audience, your friends, your followers, people that you've met over the course of your life, until you've maximized every opportunity sitting in front of you, sitting in your network. And I'll show you why it's only possible now because of AI and how it completely sidesteps any awkward conversations and any hurt feelings. Let's get into it. Now let's talk about why your old warm market approach destroys what it's supposed to build. Let's be honest about what's really happening when your upline tells you to make a list. Their priority and your priority are not the same. And I'm not slamming anyone. This is just the business reality. When your upline has a big organization and a 7-figure income, their priority is to maintain that income. If they can get a bunch of people across their organization to each produce a little bit of volume and recruit a few people, that keeps their check steady. But that math doesn't serve you. Getting 2 enrollments out of 100 conversations with all the burned relationships and awkward moments that came with it doesn't build your business. It builds theirs. And the approach itself is the problem. You're leading with the opportunity instead of leading with the needs of the prospect. You're being less than transparent about what you're actually offering. And even if you can stomach that, your team definitely can't duplicate it. The busy parent, the introvert, the person who's never done sales in their life, they're not going to cold pitch their friends and family. They'll quit before they start. Here's the shift. Marketing, real marketing, is transparent. When you create a post or share a story on social media, people get interested because they identify that you can help them with a problem they want to solve. They raise their hand because they want to. Nobody tricked them into a meeting. No one gets blindsided. And the beautiful part is the warm market advantage, the trust, the existing relationships, the fact that these people already know you, that advantage is still there. You're just leveraging it through marketing instead of cold pitching. The takeaway is your warm market isn't broken. The approach is. When you lead with problems instead of pitches, the same people who used to avoid your messages start raising their hands voluntarily. Now, once you understand the warm market is an asset, not a graveyard, the question becomes, how do you actually work it without burning it down? And that starts with something most network marketers resist, which is narrowing your focus to expand your reach. This is the part that trips people up, so stay with me. The first thing we teach every new student is to identify a specific target market. And immediately people push back. They go, wait, how am I going to grow by limiting myself? I get it. Here's the truth. Marketing only works when your message is specific enough so that the right person feels like you're speaking directly to them. Think about the posts you respond to, the ones that get you excited, that make you want to buy something, that stop you in the scroll. They're specific. They're about a particular problem or a particular result, not generic make money from home fluff. So we start by helping our students define who they want to help, and usually it aligns with their own story. Maybe your company product helped you with joint pain. Maybe it helped your wife with fibromyalgia symptoms. Maybe it reversed your pre-diabetes. Whatever the product transformation was, that's your starting point. Now, specific does not mean small. How many men over 40 deal with joint pain? Billions. How many women struggle with perimenopause symptoms? Billions. The market is massive, but the message is focused, and that's what makes it land. Here's where it gets interesting and where it connects to the title of this video. That specific target market, it's just your first market, not your only one. And I'm going to show you exactly how AI makes it possible to work through multiple markets without losing your mind. But first, let me show you how the initial launch works. In phase 1 of our system, we use Seeds AI to help our students write one sentence, the target market statement. It sounds simple, but that sentence is what gives every AI tool direction. Without it, your content is all over the place. Opportunity, products, weight loss, knee pain, all in one post. With it, everything you create is laser focused on the right person. The takeaway here is narrowing your message doesn't limit your audience. It makes your audience actually listen. And your target market statement becomes the GPS for everything that follows. Once you have the target market dialed in, the next step is the thing that actually puts money in your pocket. And that's doing your 6-day launch, which is going to put money in the bank. If you've got your target market, you've got your story, now what? We teach something called a 6-day launch. Think of of it like a launch party, but instead of inviting people to your house, you do a series of posts on social media over 6 days. Those aren't random posts. Each day has a specific purpose, and the sequence is built on story-driven marketing psychology. Your transformation story is woven throughout, and the posts are structured to build curiosity, create connection, and ultimately get people to raise their hand and say, tell me more. And here's what makes this completely different from the old approach. The people responding are volunteering. They're commenting because they want the result that you talked about. They know why they're raising their hand. No deception, no hiding what you do, complete transparency. But when somebody comments, that begins a conversation in Messenger, and now you're talking to a prospect who is genuinely interested in what you have, not someone you corner at a barbecue. We focus the initial launch on product enrollments, not the business opportunity. Why? Because it lowers the bar. People are already accustomed to buying things that can help them. Getting product customers first is the fastest, most duplicatable way to start generating income. Mason is a perfect example. He was posting every single day on Instagram and enrolling no one. He ran a 6-day launch and enrolled 25 people, 0 cold DMs. And that's not because Mason suddenly became a sales genius. It's because the system did the heavy lifting. And notice what we do not include in these posts: the product name, the company name, the science, the ingredients, none of it. What sells the product isn't the product, it's your story. If people want to find out what the product is, that's the reason they got to talk to you. That creates the conversation. It also keeps you compliant and protects your social media profile from being flagged by your company's AI scanners who are looking for compliance violations. Now, here's where Seeds AI makes this ridiculously duplicatable. Our transformation story writer AI takes a rambling, unstructured word vomit version of your story. You can literally just talk on your phone and turn it into a clean, psychologically structured narrative. Then our 6-day launch AI takes that story, asks a few clarifying questions, and generates all 6 days of posts for you. What used to take hours of staring at a blank screen now takes minutes. Candace generated $5,500 in product sales from her first 3 posts using AI-generated content on her social media Facebook profile. 3 posts, and that's the power of having a system that does the thinking for you. The takeaway here is a 6-day launch is the fastest, most duplicatable way to start making money in network marketing. Lead with your story, let interested people come to you, and let AI handle the content creation so anyone on your team can execute it from day 1. But here's the question nobody asked after their first launch: what do you do on day 7? But here's the question everybody asked after doing their launch: what do I do next? Now, everything I'm walking you through, the target market clarity, the launch sequence, the AI-powered content system, it all comes from the same 5-phase system our students use to go from 0 to consistent enrollments. It's called the AI enrollment formula. Inside, you'll get the target market identification process, the 6-day launch blueprint, the leverage audience growth strategy, automated enrollment systems, and the duplication framework that makes all this work for your team, not just you. Right now, you can get 50% off if you act today. The link is in the description below. This is the system behind every result I'm sharing in this video. Grab it at 50% off and let's keep going. Now that brings me to point number 4, the 7-day posting strategy where everybody is your prospect. I know that sounds like I'm about to contradict myself, but it's true. It's the part that was literally impossible before AI. After your 6-day launch, you move on to what we call a 7-day posting strategy. This is your ongoing weekly content system. Every week you come to Seeds AI, spend 10 to 15 minutes generating your content for the week, and you're done. The AI maps out your entire week: a personal story post, an engagement post, a client success story, a lifestyle post, an education post, even outlines for a Facebook Live or a Reel. And it varies the content mix each week so you're not posting the same thing over and over. And it asks you before it writes, here's my plan for this week. Does it work for you, so that you stay in control? But here's where it gets really powerful. Let's say your first launch targeted men over 40 with joint pain. Great, you got enrollments, your business is moving, but that's only one segment of your social media audience. What about the people in your network who struggle with weight loss? What about the women dealing with hormone imbalances? What about people who are interested in the business opportunity itself or interested in making money? With the 7-day posting strategy, you can pivot. Maybe month 1, you stay focused on joint pain. Month 2, you switch to weight loss because your company just launched a great new product and you've been using it. Month 3, you do a business launch, telling the story of how you built your business using social media, which attracts people interested in starting their own. Each time you pivot, you're targeting a different circle of people within your existing warm market. And because each segment responds to different messaging, people who ignored your joint pain post might actually light up when you talk about weight loss. People who had 0 interest in products might get excited when you share your business journey. Over time, you systematically work through your entire network. That is why everybody is your prospect, not because you're pitching everyone, but because you're creating targeted content for different segments, and each segment pulls a different person forward. Now, the reason we never taught this before is simple. It was too hard. Without AI, switching target markets meant weeks of research, new messaging, new content strategies. Our students used to take 2 months or more just to dial in one target market. Doing this for multiple segments, impossible for a regular person, let alone a team. AI changed that completely. Now, Seeds AI can help you define find a new target market, generate a new transformation story angle, and produce a full week of content for that new segment, all in one sitting. What used to take months now takes minutes. But here's the bonus most people don't think about. This warm market testing is actually also research. You're figuring out which products sell the best, which messaging resonates the most, which segments are most profitable. So when you graduate to the cold market with Reels, TikToks, and YouTube Shorts, you're not guessing, you're choosing a market that is already proven to be profitable. Helen Martin used this exact approach, AI-powered content, consistent weekly execution, and now gets 300,000 to over 1 million views on her Reels and TikTok videos. She built a team of 4,200 people entirely on social media, and she gets 30 days of content done in under an hour a day using AI. And now she is the #1 enroller in the entire country of Australia. The takeaway here is the 7-day posting strategy lets you systematically work through every segment of your warm market using AI-powered content. Each pivot targets a different group. Over time, you maximize every opportunity in your existing network and you build the market intelligence you need to dominate the cold market. Now, here's the reality. Your warm market isn't dead. It's not burned. It's not used up. You've just been taught to approach it the wrong way. When you lead with stories instead of pitches, when you let people raise their hands instead of chasing them down, when you use AI to systematically create content for different audience segments, suddenly everyone in your network becomes a potential prospect, but not because you bothered them, but because eventually you're going to talk about the exact problem they want solved. You're going to talk about something that they are genuinely interested in. And the people who don't respond, you never bother them. They just keep scrolling. No burned relationships, no awkward messages, no damage. There are going to be plenty of prospects, trust me. Vanessa used this exact system and enrolled 59 people in her first 3 months, not from cold outreach, but from strategically working her network with targeted AI-powered content and letting interested people come to her. If you're ready to stop burning through your warm market and start actually building from it, get the AI enrollment formula. It's the exact system I just walked you through. Target market identification, the 6-day launch blueprint, leverage audience growth, automated enrollment systems, duplication systems. Right now, 50% off if you grab it today. Click the link in the description. And if you want to see how AI is reshaping every part of network marketing, not just content creation, but prospecting, enrollment conversations, team duplication, check out my video on how AI is changing network marketing, where I go deeper into the full AI-powered approach and give you a free quick start you can implement today.